Welcome to our pregame report while we look around the league before the game of the week. Start off in the AL West, led by the surprising California Angels. Angels are in first place. So far in the month of May, they've only lost one game. They are 11-1 in May so far. Their leading pitcher is Andy Messersmith, who's 5-0 with a 1.45 ERA. They're also getting some good pitching from starters Clyde Wright and Rudy May. Ken Tatum is having an excellent year out of the bullpen with 7 saves. Tatum was the rookie of the year last season. On offense, they're being led by Jim Fregosi, the only original Angel left, hitting 346, 6 home runs. Jim Spencer's hitting 286 with 5 home runs. Sandy Alomar's hitting 321. He has 9 stolen bases. Newcomer Alex Johnson's hitting 349. Going back to spring training, their manager, Lefty Phillips, was telling anybody that would listen that California would be contending this year. In fact, they just brought over Ken McMullen from Washington. McMullen had played in Southern California for the Dodgers, where he was scouted by then Dodger scout Lefty Phillips. And right now they're being chased by Oakland and Minnesota. Oakland, who the prognosticators early in the season, or in spring training rather, predicted Oakland to contend with Minnesota for the AL West pennant, is struggling right now. They've lost 5 of their last 6. The Yankees had come into Oakland, where the A's swept them, and then Boston came to Oakland and swept the A's. And then they split a quick 2-game series with Washington. Last night, Oakland beat California 4-1. Don Mincher hit a home run for Oakland for their only run. And newcomer Ken McMullen hit a 3-run homer in the second, which was all that California needed. In the AL East, the Orioles lead the division. In fact, they're the only team in the majors that has a better record than California. Last season, Oakland got off to an 18-0 start. This year, they got off to an 11-0 start. And since the 11-0 start, they've gone 14-7. They've got some heavy hitters in Baltimore. Don Bufort's hitting 368. He has 9 home runs. Paul Blair's hitting 350. He has 9 home runs. Frank Robinson's hitting 341. 6 home runs. Boog Powell's hitting 364. He has 5 home runs. Powell was the MVP last season, and he was also the MVP of the ALCS. He's not hitting home runs at quite the pace that he hit them last year when he hit 46, but he's having a good season. Baltimore pitching, Jim Palmer seems like he may be totally done with his back and arm injuries. He's 5-1 with a 2.12 ERA. Mike Cuellar's 3-1, the 3.2 or 3.92 ERA. He was a Cy Young winner last year. Dave McNally's 3-0 with a 2.87 ERA. Tom Phoebus 4-1 with a 1.15 ERA. And Pete Rickard has 2 saves. The Baltimore bullpen guys don't have a lot of innings right now, but they have Dick Hall, Marcelino Lopez, Eddie Watt, and Pete Rickard are looking good out of the bullpen. The only bullpen guy having some issues right now is Dave Leonhardt. Baltimore's followed by the surprising Cleveland Indians. Cleveland started out the season 2-6, but they've upped their record to 17-11. They moved the fences in a little bit at Cleveland Stadium, and that's affected the home run totals for the Indians. They have rookie Roy Foster has 6 home runs. He's hitting 352. Vada Pinson has his batting average up to 240. He's had a slow start. He has 10 home runs. Catcher Duke Sims has 8. Eddie Leone, young second baseman shortstop, hitting 282. Ray Fosse, young catcher, hitting 286. Chuck Hinton's hitting 324 off the bench. Larry Brown's hitting 293 off the bench. Ted Uhlander was hurt in game 3 of the season, and he just came back a couple days ago in Kansas City, and he's 3 for 7 since he's been back. The Indians signed Parma native Rich Rollins after he was released by the Brewers, and Rollins' main duty will be pinch hitting and maybe playing a little bit of defense at third base. Right now, Cleveland has the young Greg Nettles playing third. He's not hitting very well right now. He's hitting 184, 4 home runs and 9 runs batted in, but he's playing an excellent defensive third base. On the pitching side, Cleveland has Sam McDowell, 6-3, Barry Moore, 4-2, Rich Hand, 2-1, Dean Chance, 2-0. They have rookie Phil Hennigan, who's been pitching well out of the bullpen. The rest of their bullpen has been a little problematic. They just had Steve Hargan go on the disabled list. He had elbow surgery before the 1969 season, and he had made 4 appearances this season so far. He looked pretty good actually. They brought up rookie Vince Coleman or Vince Colbert. I'm sorry, to take his spot. And he's made two appearances. He's been roughed up a little bit, but he's only got a total of 1 1/3 innings pitched. So we'll see what happens with him. Following right behind Cleveland are the Red Sox. And their pitching doesn't look like anything to write home about, but they're 16 and 15. They're getting some good production from Reggie Smith and Mike Andrews, George Scott, Rico Petrocelli, Tony Canigliero's struggling at the bat, but his brother, rookie Billy Canigliero's hitting pretty well, along with another young guy, catcher Jerry Moses. Carl Yastrzemski's hitting 364. He has 6 home runs. Last night at Fenway Park, the Red Sox beat the Indians 8-4. Roy Foster hit a 2-run home run in the sixth inning that tied the game temporarily 2-2. Mike Andrews hit a 3-run homer in the bottom of the eighth. The Red Sox scored 5 runs in the bottom of the eighth, and that just put the game away. That was Gary Peters against Barry Moore. Peters left the game with an injury. He's day to day. And that was rookie Phil Hennigan's. Let me check, but I think that was his first really rough outing this year. Yeah, that was his 2 innings. He gave up 6 runs. 3 of them were on the 3-run homer by Andrews. He that that appearance doubled his ERA. But aside from that game, he's been having a good season. Moving to the National League, Cubs lead the East. They're 20 and 10. They're 3.5 up on the Mets and 4 up on St. Louis. Yesterday they beat St. Louis 3-2 in 11 innings. That was Bill Hands against Bob Gibson, although neither of those two figured in the decision. In the 11th inning, Jim Hickman scored Billy Williams on a sacrifice fly. That was enough to put the Cubs over. Bob Gibson hit a home run in that game. And in another 11 inning game, the Phillies beat the Mets 3-2. Larry Boa driving in the winning run for the Phillies. That was Gary Gentry and Chris Short starting, and Jim Bunning took the win. He's 2-4, and Don Cardwell the loss. He's 0-2. In the National League West, the San Francisco Giants are leading. They're in Los Angeles right now. They've taken two in a row from the Dodgers. Gaylord Perry, he's 6-3. Reliever Frank Lindsay is 5-0 with two saves. Willie Mays hitting 309. And last night and the computer's acting a little funky. He hit career home run number 565 last season. Mays is a five-time MVP, winning the MVP in 1959, 1960, 1962, 1966, and he tied with Hank Aaron for it in 1968. Cincinnati's behind them. Under first-year manager Sparky Anderson. They've got a solid lineup with Bobby Tolan, Pete Rose, Tony Perez, Lee May, Johnny Bench, Tommy Helms, Dave Concepcion, rookie Bernie Carbo. Even part-timer Daryl Cheney's hitting 346. They have Angel Bravo, who right now is the best pinch hitter in the majors. Their pitching is not looking too bad. They have Wayne Simpson's 5-2, Gary Nolan's 3-2. Young Don Gullett's 3-0. Ray Washburn out of the bullpen is 4-1. The only weak links it looks like on their pitching staff right now are Jim McLaughlin and Tony Cloninger. Last night at Crosley Field, Cincinnati scored 5 runs in the bottom of the ninth to beat Atlanta 9-7. They were down 7-4. Pete Rose doubled, scoring Bobby Tolan. That cut the score to 7-5. Then Tony Perez hit a two-run homer, tie the game. And then with one out, Lee May hit a two-run homer, and Cincinnati wins 9-7. Atlanta was a team that was thought, this might be their year, but they're in last place. Third place in the West is surprising San Diego Padres, who are tied with Houston. They're both 18 and 19 in third place. San Diego's getting some decent pitching from Pat Dobson, Clay Kirby, Danny Combs, and Tom Dukes. They've got downtown Ollie Brown. He's hit 12 home runs already. Nate Colbert has 11. Clarence Gasson's hitting 313. I doubt if anybody's printing up playoff tickets yet in San Diego, but they're drawing more fans than they did last year. And let's see for today. And Jim Palmer be going for win number 6 in Washington against the Senators. But St. Louis, that'll be Ken Holtzman against Steve Carlton. Carlton's 7-0. Houston's playing San Diego. Let's see what they did last night. Oh, last night, Houston beat San Diego 6-1. Looks like 3 of the Astros hit home runs. Dennis Menke, Joe Pepitone, and Bob Watson. And that's our recap and our pregame. We'll be here in a little while at Oakland Coliseum for the game of the week, which will be the California Angels facing the Oakland A's.